So are you thinking of making that move here to Dallas, Texas? Well, in today's video, we're going to be talking about 10, well, a few little sneaky ones in there with our top 10 suburbs that you may want to consider here in 2025. So if you're ready to make that big, crazy move here to Dallas, Texas, this area is what some people are calling one of the most dynamic and diverse regions in all of the United States. So whether you're drawn here by the job market, maybe our exceptional schools, or the large communities that we have going on here in a lot of the surrounding suburbs, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex is sure to have the suburb that is going to be just right for you. Now in today's video, we are going to count down those top 10 suburbs. Well, like I said, I am going to throw in a couple little sneaky cities to discuss with a couple of them here that are going to make relocating here a very smart decision, especially if you are looking to buy a home and make Texas the place that you want to settle down. So we're going to ask you to sit back, maybe kind of grab your favorite drink, because this could take a little bit of time as we dive into all of the details about what makes each and every one of these particular cities and areas special. Now, trust me, by the end of this video, I am going to have you feeling like a local expert, even if you have never been here before. Now, before we get started, my name is Kristen Carpentier. I am a licensed realtor here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. I love helping people relocate here to the Dallas area like my family and I did, but I want to help break it down to what could be the right fit for you. Now, if you do make that call here, call me, text me, email me, it's going to be me that you are most likely going to get on the phone, and I would love to connect with you to help you make moving to Dallas, Texas, the right move for you and your family. So we're going to kick it off with number 10, which is one of my favorite cities. I know I'm going to say that a lot probably here in this video, and that is going to be the city of McKinney, Texas. We're going to talk about its historic charm. We're going to talk about the growth that McKinney has seen. Now, we do want to get these videos started off talking a little bit about the population and the size so that you can kind of get a feel of what these cities might have to offer. And the city of McKinney is about roughly 67 square miles with a population of over 224,000 people, with a median home price of about $505,000. Now, the current days on market for homes in the city of McKinney are around 52, and you'd be surprised to know that there are over 1,000 homes currently active on the market in the city of McKinney. There is everything from new construction to condos and townhomes and a lot of different variety that you can find all throughout McKinney. Now, let's kick it off with McKinney and talking about how the city beautifully marries together the historic charm that you're going to find with a lot of the modern growth. That is all throughout the city. Now, imagine the type of place where your past might meet your future, and you'll find yourself right in the heart of the city of McKinney. Now, as I said, the population is over 224,000 people. So it's not just like any other city. It is a community that is continuing to see a steady growth rate of around 2.44% annually. But the population that was back in 2020 census was recorded as only being around 197,000 people, making that an increase of about 13.51% in the last 5 years. So what is that going to mean for you as a potential resident moving to the city of McKinney, for example? Well, with a growing population, generally it signals that it's going to be a vibrant economy and increased opportunities that are continuing to grow throughout the city. And the median household income in McKinney is around $147,000. And education is also high on the list too, with over half of the residents holding a bachelor's degree or higher. Now, this is a city that does value its education and its prosperity. Some of the major employers in McKinney are companies like Raytheon, Globe Life Insurance, as well as local hospital systems, which do help to ensure that the unemployment rate remains comfortably low in the city of McKinney, hovering around 3.4%. Now, if you are considering a move to McKinney, you probably want to talk about the quality of life and what it's going to look like actually living there. Now, McKinney does have one of the best historic downtown squares. We have multiple historic downtown areas in different cities throughout DFW, but McKinney is probably one of my favorites. It's one of those types of areas where you are just walking down the street and it feels like you're stepping a little bit back in time. And while you might have that old-fashioned candy stores and boutiques over there and some of the different shops that you can find in McKinney, it also has a lot of the modern conveniences that you could wish for in a particular area. Also in downtown McKinney, for example, the arts are certainly alive down there, and so many things to do, from local museums and McKinney Arts Center. Those are going to offer a lot of other cultural experiences if that is kind of the vibe that you love participating in and enjoying. So for some of the outdoor enthusiasts, though, there's also the Heard Museum and the Irwin Park Trails that are going to give you plenty of opportunities to get you outside and connecting with nature. So from historic type charm to outdoor adventuring, you are going to find everything you need in McKinney. Also, if you are a fan of community events, McKinney is going to have you covered there too. The city hosts a ton of annual festivals like Oktoberfest, the Red, White, and Boom around the 4th of July, along with a variety of arts and music festival events as well. There's always something happening here, and the sense of community is certainly alive and well. You can go down to downtown historic McKinney on any weekend and just see how popular of an area it is and how much people love being out and about throughout the city of McKinney. Now, as we are looking ahead, there are going to be a lot of exciting projects that are also coming to the city of McKinney. Things like JW Marriott Resort, as well as a $200 million surf park. Now, growing up in Arizona, we had what we called Big Surf. So we are looking at what is coming to the city of McKinney, kind of like Big Surf that I experienced back when I was growing up, but much more modernized and much bigger and much more state of the art. So we cannot wait to see what is coming with that. But both of these projects are set to bring even more excitement to the area of McKinney. The city of McKinney truly is a place where you can move into the area and put down roots and continue to watch them grow and thrive. So definitely something to check out if you are looking to move here to the Dallas area. Now, number 9 on our list is going to take us a little bit more on the other side of the Northwest Metroplex, and that is going to be the city of Southlake, Texas. Now, this city in particular is going to be more of where the luxury and the education is going to meet with your convenience. Now, the city of Southlake is around 22 square miles with a population of only around 32,000 residents, but the median price point of homes are just over $1.3 million. The current days on market for homes in the city of Southlake, even at that high price point, is around 39 days. And currently there is approximately 114 homes for sale in the market. Obviously, that is going to vary a couple day by day. Now, as we kind of talk about the city of Southlake, it is, like I said, on the opposite side of the North Metroplex from the city of McKinney. But it's one of those cities where you're going to get more of the luxury amenities, which is going to meet a lot of the conveniences in some of the most elegant ways possible. If you are looking for more of that top tier living, well, this could definitely be your spot. With a median home price, like I said, over $1 million, Southlake isn't just a place to live. It really is more of a lifestyle. And if you are looking for that higher end elegant living, Southlake could certainly be somewhere you want to check out. You don't need to let those price tags intimidate you though, because the value in the community is really what is drawing people to want to make the move over to the city of Southlake. Now, homes in Southlake do sell for an average price point of well over $1 million, but the prices do range from a little bit under $1 million to some very high-end, very luxury homes in somewhat being the $20+ million mark. So you really can find a lot of high-end luxury homes on larger properties by moving over to the city of Southlake as well. But why is there really such a buzz about Southlake? Well, for starters, it really is the education. Education is top-notch, and especially if you're moving here to the Dallas, Texas area with a family, Carroll ISD is what serves the community of Southlake. And currently it is ranked the #1 school district in all of DFW. So for those families that are really prioritizing education with having a little bit higher of a budget in mind, this is a significant draw for a lot of people. And if you have that type of a budget, and private schools are more the option that you are looking for, well, there is the Clarendon School right within the city of Southlake, as well as other private school options not too far away as well. Now, the heart of the community in Southlake, though, really is Southlake Town Square. It does have around 95 different shops and different restaurants and places to eat around there. And if you are going to live in Southlake, you will most likely be spending a lot of time in Southlake Town Square. Even those who may just live on the outskirts of Southlake really do enjoy spending a lot of time there. There's a lot of things to do. So if you live in one of the neighboring cities, you'll most likely want to be spending a lot of time in Southlake with everything it does have to offer. And no matter if you are in the mood for some fine dining, or maybe you just need to grab a burger or a drink with friends, you can find all of that right within Southlake Town Square, as well as some of the little shopping areas right around it. There's even a Hilton Hotel within Southlake Town Square. So maybe you do have friends or family visiting and you don't happen to live in one of those 20,000 square foot super luxury homes in Southlake and they might need somewhere to stay. Well, we have options for hotels in Southlake. So by having a great assortment of different retail, dining, and entertainment options, Southlake Town Square is going to definitely be a great gathering spot for a lot of the residents. There are also multiple community events that Southlake does put on throughout the year. They host Art in the Square, Giant Oktoberfest, as well as a ton of holidays where they bring out all sorts of fun right within the Southlake Town Square. Certainly not something to miss no matter what holiday it is or what time of year it might be. There's going to be a lot to do over in the city of Southlake. Now, as for its economy, Southlake is definitely booming as well. Several companies, several major corporate giants have also brought their offices over to the Southlake area. Companies like Sabre Holdings and TD Ameritrade are, and also a number of healthcare companies that have really strong presences over in the city of Southlake. So a lot are providing a decent amount of great job opportunities, and they have that strong corporate presence that not only really helps to boost that local economy, but also attracts a lot of professionals from multiple fields, further helping to add to the community of Southlake's particular type of diversity and opportunity within the area. So Southlake, if you have a great budget, certainly somewhere that I would recommend you checking out. Now, number 8 on our list is one of my personal favorites, of course, and that is the city of Flower Mound. If you are looking for somewhere with lots of parks and schools and a great family life, well, Flower Mound could certainly be somewhere you're going to want to check out. Flower Mound is around 45 square miles with a population of over 81,000 residents and a median home price of around $623,000. The current days on market for homes in the city of Flower Mound is around 36 days, and current homes for sale, there's around just over 200. Again, those numbers are always changing just a tad. So if you really love the outdoor living and finding maybe a family-focused community, and that is certainly high on your list, well, don't sleep on Flower Mound, and it is certainly an area that you're going to want to check out. Now imagine living in the type of a suburb where the community spirit is just as strong as the natural beauty and the surroundings that you're going to find in the city. Well, you might come upon the city of Flower Mound and kind of think you're taking a tour through the countryside. Flower Mound has over 50 miles of trails running all throughout the city as well as around Grapevine Lake. Plus, it does offer waterfront access right along Grapevine Lake on the north side. It is also a place for those who love being outdoors, yet it's just not really all about the scenery over in the town of Flower Mound. Flower Mound is also part of Lewisville Independent School District, which does have a lot of community involvement, along with being known for the top tier education. According to niche.com, LISD does get A+ ratings, and 2 of the major high schools for LISD, Marcus High School and Flower Mound High School, are right within the city of Flower Mound. And if you are into Friday night lights, a big draw for the locals and everybody in the town of Flower Mound are heading out to local Friday night football games to be a part of the community. So even if you don't have kids in school any longer, or maybe you don't have kids quite in high school yet, it is certainly a big draw for the local town, how many people enjoy getting out and enjoying a great town football game. Now, housing options within the city of Flower Mound also do range from some a little bit more smaller, budget-friendly single-family homes to some properties with large yards and some amazing views. Kind of think of those small little local neighborhoods that have been around for a long time, maybe some starter homes that might need a little bit of work. you're going to certainly find some areas for that in Flower Mound. But also, maybe you want a big estate overlooking Grapevine Lake with some gorgeous sunsets. Well, that is going to be an option by living in the city of Flower Mound. So you can still find some starter homes in the low $300,000 range, but luxury living along the lake in some of these gated custom neighborhoods is still going to cost you in the millions. So certainly something for everyone in Flower Mound. There's also a really great community spirit in Flower Mound that a lot of people do talk about, even when they just might visit once. And I've heard this from multiple clients who have come back again, knowing that once they had visited Flower Mound, they knew that it was a place that they wanted to live. I have had plenty of clients make comments just after one day, heading out to a restaurant to grab a bite to eat, and just really speaking about how much they have loved the community and the people that they have met by coming and visiting the city of Flower Mound. And you can find everything that you're going to need in Flower Mound as well, despite it being a more small town community. From local farmers markets to having concerts in the park and family festivals, there's always going to be something happening in Flower Mound. These local events aren't really just about entertainment, but they're more of these opportunities that Flower Mound does focus on for the residents to connect, kind of build your relationships with your neighbors and new friends. And in Flower Mound, you are not just buying a house, you are becoming part of a community that really does value the family and the nature and all the togetherness that you're going to find by being in the city of Flower Mound. And we absolutely love it. Up on the list next is number 7, and that is going to be the city of Carrollton. Now, this isn't one that a lot of people really focus on a lot, and it is certainly something that you are not going to see a lot of videos about. But kind of talking about it in here, it does have a great spirit of cultural diversity right within the city of Carrollton that you might find. Now, the city of Carrollton is roughly around 37 square miles, and it does have a population of over 132,000 residents. And the median price point of homes in Carrollton is around $430,000. Now, the amount of homes for sale, there's around 260 plus homes for sale right now, and the current days on market is about 33. So the city of Carrollton does have a lot of different types of communities and different foods from all around the world. Carrollton really is known for being a melting pot of different cultures that offer something for everybody. It is just one of those places where you can travel the world without actually having to really leave your local neighborhood. So thanks to the diverse population that you can find in Carrollton and the variety of ethnic restaurants and places to eat and grab a drink, there are so many good ones that you should definitely try and check out when you are passing through Carrollton or just making the move there. Now, Carrollton is located with really convenient access to I-35 East and the President George Bush Turnpike. If you do live in Carrollton, it makes getting around the entire Metroplex really easy because of the location and being able to hop on different freeways and get to various parts of DFW. Especially living in Carrollton makes getting over to the DFW airport, for example, quite easy. This location is a huge plus for anyone who might be working around the DFW area, who frequently travels for business, or who just likes to travel for pleasure as well. Now, the housing in Carrollton really is a mixture of more affordable newer homes as well as charming and established neighborhoods. So if you might be a first-time home buyer or you are looking to maybe upgrade to your next home, there are going to be a wide range of options depending on what it might be that you are looking for. There are condos and townhomes as well as the local community that does thrive on a lot of the small businesses. So a lot of people, if you do own a small business or you want to start a small business, a lot of people live and have their place of business right in the city of Carrollton. So there really are a lot of fantastic ethnic restaurants and stores that do service and add to the area's unique character in the city of Carrollton, which is just something that a lot of people love. Carrollton is just one of those places where you can get a great cultural experience without having to compromise on a lot of the convenience and value that you might be looking for when making that move here to the Dallas, Texas area. All right, we're gonna head into number 6. And let's talk about one of the biggest cities and one of the most exciting cities that you will find here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and that is going to be the city of Arlington. Now, Arlington is roughly around 100 square miles with a population of over 400,000 residents, with a median price of home around $330,000. So a little bit more affordable in certain areas of Arlington. And the homes for sale, there's over There's well over 800 homes for sale, and their average days on market is around 45 days. So for all of my entertainment enthusiasts, Arlington is going to be a dream come true when you're making that move here to the DFW area. Arlington is home to major attractions like AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys. Maybe you're not a Cowboys fan and you just want to go see who's playing against the Cowboys. You're definitely going to want to check that out. Maybe baseball is a little bit more your speed. Well, it's also home to Globe Life Field and home of the Texas Rangers. But maybe sports aren't your thing and you just like riding the thrill of some roller coasters. Well, we have Six Flags as well as the water park Hurricane Harbor in the city of Arlington as well. Arlington really is a hotspot for the sports lovers as well as the thrill seekers. So imagine kind of having your world-class entertainment right at your doorstep, from all those roller coasters to football games to all different kinds of major events happening all throughout the city of Arlington. Now, Arlington isn't just about entertainment. It still is a city with a wide range of housing options, from more affordable homes to mid-range multifamily homes, as well as some newer master plan communities like the community of Viridian, for example. So whether you're looking for more of that cozy apartment or a spacious family home, Arlington is going to have something for everyone that fits every single lifestyle and budget. Now, education is definitely going to be high on the list for a lot of people moving to the city of Arlington. It's where the University of Texas at Arlington is, and they do have a pretty solid public school system. This is going to ensure that the residents do have access to quality education from kindergarten all through college. So even when the sun goes down, Arlington's nightlife is going to come alive. There are definitely some areas with lots of bars and sports pubs, as well as plenty of dining options. Arlington's a big city, so you would hope with all of the things that they have in Arlington that you're going to have plenty of those options as well. So definitely moving to Arlington is really going to ensure that you're never going to have a dull moment by living there. It is a city that knows how to have fun, whether it's daytime or nighttime. So certainly somewhere that you're going to want to check out if you are making the move here to the Dallas area. All right. Heading into number 5, and that is the city of Lewisville, Texas. Now, Lewisville is roughly around 42 square miles with a population of over 138,000 residents. And the median price point in the city of Lewisville is around $424,000. The current number of homes for sale in the city of Lewisville is around 241, with an average days on market of around 38. So Lewisville still is one of those underrated cities, but also one that is all about living with more balance in your life. So with the median home price of just over $400,000, it is definitely trending as more of a buyer-friendly market. This is going to make Lewisville a very attractive option for those looking to enter the housing market, or maybe just make some very strategic investments because of the location and what you can get by living and purchasing a home in the city of Lewisville. Now, the highlight of the city of Lewisville is definitely going to be Lewisville Lake. It is a hub for fishing, multiple different marinas to launch your boat, as well as biking and hiking trails. So it's just one of those places that really is very ideal for those who love waterfront living. If you do happen to live in Lewisville, can you just kind of picture yourself spending a ton of your time on the weekends, during the week, whenever you can, especially in the summertime, out on the water, enjoying the peace and calmness that really you kind of just get by living that lake life. I tell you what, growing up, every weekend, especially during the summer, my family and I, we spent our entire days out on the lake. So the size of Lake Lewisville and being right there close to the lake and living in Lewisville, definitely lots of options. And honestly, it was just my happy place, our whole families, when I was growing up. So definitely a highlight for me. Now, accessibility is definitely another thing that Lewisville has going for it. Lewisville is located right along I-35 and 635. Now, the location of Lewisville does offer some quick links over to the DFW airport and up north to the city of Denton as well. But you can also take the 35 freeway all the way down to downtown Dallas. So whether you're commuting for work or maybe kind of jet setting around the globe, getting around the Metroplex from Lewisville is quite easy, and the community aspect of Lewisville is also quite busy and thriving as well, with plenty of business parks and a pretty busy calendar full of family events and festivals in the city of Lewisville. It's certainly going to be one of those places that is going to give you more of that balanced life with opportunities for work, play, and to do a little bit more relaxing. Now, as we climb up the list here, we are into number 4, and this is one that is talked about so often, and that is going to be the city of Frisco, Texas. Now, Frisco has a size of around 69 square miles and a population of over 240,000 residents, with a median home price of around $671,000. And the number of homes for sale in the city of Frisco is around 770 plus, let's say, with an average days on market of 48. Now, Frisco is definitely going to be the place for those eyeing more of that tech-driven lifestyle. It is a very hot market with an inbound ratio of about 1.82, indicating a very high demand for housing. Now, this really isn't just any typical suburb that you're going to find. It is a booming city that is continuing to grow like crazy, with a lot of increasing tech opportunities, as well as plenty of retail growth that is making Frisco a magnet for a lot of the professionals seeking some career growth and advancement in a very fast-paced area. Now, Frisco's master plan communities are also designed with a lot more modern living, especially a lot of the newer ones that have been coming into the area of Frisco, like the Grove and Lexington Park, and especially the Fields. I'm sure you've all heard about the Fields. Go watch some more of my videos, and there are a lot more videos on that to come. These particular communities do offer everything that you're going to need, from some great schools and parks to shopping and dining, and all within easy reach throughout most of the city of Frisco. These thoughtfully planned areas create a living experience where convenience and, of course, your quality of life are certainly prioritized, because when you get into Frisco, there are a lot of people who don't ever like leaving Frisco because there's just so much right at your fingertips if you are making the move there. Now, the retail scene in Frisco is also continuing to expand quite a bit, with multiple shopping centers, lots of local boutiques, and catering to all different types of tastes and preferences. And there still is a lot more to come, especially over in the Fields area. So if you are looking for a lot of the latest fashion or some unique home decor, you are going to find it in one of the many shops within Frisco. It is certainly a city that offers a lot of opportunities for work, life, play, and of course, making it a top choice for those moving here to the DFW area. I mean, we could keep going on about Frisco, a lot more videos to come, because that is just certainly a hot topic for a lot of people wanting to make the move here to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. All right, heading on up to number 3, and that is the city of Plano, with a size of around 72 square miles and a population of, almost 300,000 residents, with a median price point of home of around $530,000. There are roughly 660 plus homes for sale, and with an average days on market of around 38. So as we continue to move up the rankings and talk more about a lot of these suburbs that we are getting questions about all of the time, reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to help answer those questions. Dallas is a big place, and there are a lot of things to consider when making that move. So reach out to me, call me, give me a text, shoot me an email, and let's help figure that out. But as we continue to talk about the city of Plano, Plano does stand out with with its really wide range of the amount of companies that have set up headquarters and offices right in the city of Plano. There are huge companies like Toyota, JCPenney, Keurig Dr. Pepper, Alliance Data, JP Morgan Chase, and honestly, I could keep going on and on with that list. There are so many. And a lot of them have these large presences, even if they're not. Now, the city of Plano does have a lot of very high performing public as well as private schools that families are able to choose from. So the educational opportunities in Plano do make it a very attractive option for a lot of families whose focus is on their children's education, but they still want to be able to provide their children with a lot of different options for success. So Plano's community spirit is also very much thriving in the numerous parks, lots of recreational facilities, as well as all of their annual events that are going to bring the residents together. A few of our favorites, so much to do, but Plano is a big place, but there really are some great things to do, are Arbor Hills Nature Preserve, which is a 200-acre park on the west side, like almost the far west side of Plano, which is just the perfect area right off one of the main roads for walking, jogging, hiking, and just spending the day outdoors. You also have Oak Point Park, which is on the far east side of Plano, which is Plano's largest park. It's roughly around 800 acres, and it does extend from all the way from Parker Road on the south to Chaparral Road on the north, and from Spring Creek Parkway on the west, all the way over to Los Rios on the east. It has almost 8 miles of concrete trails, as well as 5 miles of trails along Rowlett Creek. And the pond at Oak Point Park is also open for kayaking and canoeing and paddleboarding. So you don't even have to go out to one of the big lakes to spend time out on the water. And we absolutely love it. So certainly somewhere that you're going to want to check out. It's absolutely beautiful. Love all the trees, and there is lots to do out there. Now, if you need to do a little bit of shopping, we have Legacy West right in the heart of Plano, right off the 121 and the Dallas North Toll Road. Now, they have tons of shopping and dining options with over 415,000 square feet of not only retail, but restaurants as well as office space. There's also the 55,000 square foot Legacy Food Hall, which is not just food, but also a great outdoor entertainment venue, which is always featuring an incredible lineup of a lot of local and national acts, offering music right outside under the stars. So it really is just kind of the perfect place to meet up with your friends, enjoy a drink, maybe just getting out for a night out away from the kids. In the Legacy West area, there is also over 1,300 residential units, so you can buy right there in Legacy West. And they also have a 303-room Renaissance hotel that is fantastic as well. So Plano does also host the Hot Air Balloon Festival. It hosts Asia Fest, as well as the Plano International Festival. There are so many other options and things and events that do take place in Plano. There are outdoor concerts and tons of other types of cultural events. Plano does offer a ton of different diverse experiences that are going to really kind of cater to all different types of interests. It is the type of city where you are able to grow not only professionally, but also personally, as well as within your family life. So Plano is a huge draw for a lot of people, mainly because of its location, business, and all the opportunities that you can have by living in the city of Plano. All right, we're getting up to number 2, but I kind of wanted to combine 2 cities. They're not even really the same. They're kind of different sizes, but they both have very high family-focused areas and very high-quality schools. And these are the cities of Allen and Capel. Now, the city of Allen is also quite a bit bigger than the city of Capel, but both are about the same distance to downtown Dallas. Allen is further over on the east off of the 75 freeway, and Capel's more over on the west, right near DFW Airport, and kind of taking the 114 and the 635 down into downtown Dallas. So roughly around 22 to 25 miles, depending on approximately where you live in either one of these cities. But the city of Capel and the city of Allen both get very high ratings for schools, and like I said, very high on family-focused and education opportunities within both cities. Now, the median price point of a home in Allen is just over $500,000, whereas the median price point of a home in Capel is just over $600,000. And their populations are a little bit different too, but again, I kind of wanted to combine them a little bit. I know it's a little bit out there, but I'm always talking about Capel and Allen and great opportunities for education. So if education, again, is top of your list, maybe you can't afford the $1.3 million, these are 2 areas that you could look into. If you want opportunities for commuting to downtown Dallas, but obviously if you need to travel quite often, Capel might be a better option for you. Maybe if you want more shopping and dining options, well, you got all that over in the city of Allen. But like I said, Capel's currently ranked according to niche.com as number 3 for best school districts here in DFW, and Allen is ranked number 4. So both schools do get an A+ rating, as well as a very high community focus. And these suburbs are just perfect for those who are seeking that type of an environment for the education and family type atmosphere. There's also a high demand for housing. Prices in Capel are around $340 to about $2.2 million. And in Allen, you can find homes everywhere from mid 200s to over $5 million, which obviously shows lots of desirability and great price points in both cities. Now, in Allen, you are going to find a lot of different types of housing options, from more of those smaller, charming homes to a lot of these really high-end luxury estates in some very high-end gated communities. But the community is very tight-knit, and it's just one school district. kind of the same for the city of Capel. So if you are looking for events, there is always something happening in Allen, and having that convenience to the freeway, getting up into cities of McKinney and over and around into the city of Frisco and Plano is a great option by being over on the side of Allen. Capel also does offer a very high standard of living with some excellent schools and a very close-knit community. Capel is almost half the size of Allen, but it does offer its convenience for its location as well. They have tons of city parks, recreational facilities that are providing some great opportunities to enable people and families to get outside and spend time as a family. So whether you're going to attend maybe the local farmers market in more of the small town community area in Capel, or maybe getting to one of the other local events, or maybe cheering on your child's sporting event at the local high school, Capel is going to be where a lot of families can thrive. And there are also a lot of local businesses and companies headquartered in the city of Capel as well. Allen, of course, is a much bigger city that is going to offer a lot of events and shopping. So more shopping and different things in Allen. So just depending on what it is you're looking for, I kind of thought I would throw that out there and make it a little bit different today in combining those two cities as number 2 on my list. Now on to number 1 on my list, which I'm going to combine 2 more cities here, but these are going to make a little bit more sense to you. And those are going to be the cities of Prosper and Salina. Now, Prosper and Salina are further north here in North Dallas, and we are just north of the city of Frisco. We have Prosper just to the north of Frisco, and then Salina north of Prosper. Now, both cities are growing quite rapidly, and currently the city of Prosper is roughly around 27 square miles with a population of around 49,000 residents. And the median price point of homes in Prosper, we're looking at around $865,000. You're in far North Dallas, lots of new construction, but the price point is quite high. Now, there are currently around 325 homes for sale in Prosper, and the current average days on market is around 68. Now, if we head up a little bit further to the city of Salina, this has a size of around 47 square miles and a population of just over 80,000 residents. And the median price point of home in the city of Salina is only, I know, little high there, is around $610,000. Now there's currently just over 600 homes for sale in the city of Salina with an average days on market of around 70 days. So days on market is about the same between Prosper and Salina. And I will say there's a lot more new construction happening in the city of Salina and a lot of new developments and areas and communities coming. Now, the city of Salina also has seen an average growth rate of around 16.41% annually. But since the 2020 census, the growth in Salina has gone up almost 240%. So we have seen tons and tons of growth in the last 5 years up in the city of Salina. So if you really are thinking of a lot more new construction options and long-term growth potential, well, Prosper and Salina are going to be the cities and suburbs that you're going to want to keep your eye on and maybe check out if you are looking to move here long-term. And you don't have to commute all the way to downtown Dallas. These particular cities are growing quite rapidly, and they're offering a lot of choices when it does come to different builders and different price points, as well as the different types of communities that you can live in. Now, Prosper is known for its family-friendly atmosphere, high quality education. Their schools are top-notch, and the schools are continuing to grow and be built in the particular area because of the growth that we've seen in Prosper, which does make it a very good choice for a lot of people looking to settle down and maybe raise a family and get started in a great area. So the community is very supportive and very engaged. There are tons of events and activities that bring all the residents together. Kind of as you get part of a community and you watch the community grow, it's one of those areas that is great to be a part of the growth and just get to be there and witness all the growth as it is continuing to happen. And like I said, the schools are growing and there are new schools opening up every single year. So you know that by moving to Prosper, you are going to be buying in a top-rated community with a lot of the neighborhood schools and community events continuing to grow. They are even currently building H-E-B, Costco, more shopping, and a lot more options right along the 380, which is the south border of the city of Prosper. Now, Salina, on the other hand, does still have more of that rural feel with a lot more space than Prosper has these days. And it does have some really beautiful landscapes. Yes, here in Texas, it's a little bit more flat than what you are probably used to. But it's one of those places where you can really enjoy the peace and the quiet of feeling like you are actually living out in the country, but yet you still have access to being very close to a lot of the amenities and conveniences of being in the city. So with a lot of new developments in the works and the infrastructure continuing to grow and expand, both the city of Prosper and Salina are starting to see a lot of continued growth and success and will be for a lot of years to come. Lots of construction going on, and there really probably isn't any short-term end in sight. Now, as we have talked about a lot of these incredible suburbs, let's talk a little bit about maybe matching your lifestyle needs, because whether you might be drawn to maybe more of the historic charm of McKinney or maybe a little bit more luxury living over in Southlake, there is certainly going to be one of these suburbs here that is going to align with your priorities. So if you might be into more outdoor activities and landscape and beautiful things to do, well, maybe the cities of Flower Mound or the cities of Plano are going to be your go-to. And maybe if you want more budget friendly while living in a more diverse area, well, maybe Carrollton could be the perfect spot. Arlington is certainly going to be the perfect area for a lot of those entertainment lovers, somebody wanting to be in on all of the action. And yet the city of Lewisville is going to be striking a balance with a lot of different economic opportunities, as well as very easy access to Lake Lewisville. So here are some practical steps. Let's kind of talk about it and help you find the perfect spot here in the DFW area. Now, number one thing I do always recommend is that you come into town, you kind of pick a few different suburbs, and you do a lot of driving, because there really is no substitute for being able to come here and experience one of these places in person. So if you kind of take the time when you come into town, visit some of these suburbs, go walk around, check out the restaurants, the different parks, and maybe even talk to the people working in some of these areas and really get a sense and feel of the community. Highly recommend it. This is just going to give you that firsthand experience, which is going to help you make more of an informed decision on what you feel is going to be right for you and or your family. Now, another thing I recommend is kind of rank those priorities that you have. Think about what's going to be most important to you and your family. Is it having a shorter commute to work? Is it having some top-rated schools? Maybe access to green spaces or amenities, community events? Maybe you want something a little bit more affordable, or you want a lot of entertainment options and things to do. Clearly, if you kind of help narrow down a lot of your priorities, it's going to help you with your search and help you kind of focus on the different suburbs that are going to help you match your different needs. Number 3, I do also recommend that you kind of keep an eye on the market and different timing for your timeline and when you might be moving. Check out some of these areas that might be a really great time and area to purchase in. But maybe some of these other areas, the timing isn't quite as easy. Homes are flying off the shelf a little bit more than some of these other areas. Well, kind of taking a look at a lot of these suburbs and realizing which ones might need to jump a little bit quicker than others, and kind of planning a little bit more strategically when you do actually see the right property come on the market. Always be ready and really focus in on what your timeline is going to be. And number 4, I do always recommend that you talk to somebody with local expertise. I mean, here I am. All my information is down below. You can reach me anytime. And really working with somebody local who understands how all the inner workings are all throughout DFW and how it can help you make the right decision for you when you're making that move here, especially when you're moving completely out of state and you might not have ever been here before. Because working with somebody local and who knows the area and understands the market is going to save you a lot of time and effort when trying to find the perfect home and the perfect spot to make the move here. So to wrap things up, here's a little quick recap of the recommendations that I had. Shortlist your top choices based on your values, your priorities, help narrow down kind of the options, maybe a few of the suburbs that are going to align with your lifestyle and goals. Number 2, come visit. We always recommend, I know it doesn't work for everybody, always recommend if you can come and at least visit once, twice, maybe 3 times, really get a feel for where you want to be. Highly recommend it. Set up maybe some of those alerts on some of these different areas, especially if you kind of want to narrow down a couple different neighborhoods, what type of options are coming on the market with different builders. If you are looking at new construction, always be prepared for some of these areas and what it is that you might be looking for. And also, if you can, try to time the market a little bit better, take advantage of buyers markets, and be prepared to act quickly if the perfect property does show up when you are ready. And of course, be prepared. There's always going to be additional costs, especially when making a big move. Do you need to budget for some travel expenses? And don't forget, we always recommend having a home inspection and our property taxes. You need to research our property taxes, find out if property taxes are important to you, which areas might have lower or higher property taxes, but at least make sure that that is worked into your budget. And of course, some of these communities do have some pretty high HOA fees. You're going to want to work that into your budget as well. So making sure that you are financially prepared is definitely going to help you navigate this home buying process with a lot more confidence and assurances to knowing what you're going to get yourself into when making the move here to the Dallas area. So that is it for today. I hope this has helped you kind of talk about and think about where you want your dream home to be here in the DFW area. So if you did find this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, because that way, every time we put out new content, you will be the first to know. So thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.